so good, so good, so good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed graduates, family, and friends. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Margaret Ellaby, and I am Chancellor here at UA Pulaski Tech. And this graduation of our 2021 Early Childhood Development graduate class is absolutely outstanding. And our graduates, and I'm looking at them through the light, have done a superb job in their educational pursuits here. But you all have to remember, as our graduates, a couple things. So first off, graduates, would you please stand? Would you please turn around and give your family and friends who supported you a big round of applause? Thank you. Our graduates would not be here tonight without the love and support of their family and friends, and certainly the wonderful faculty who are in the Early Childhood Development Program and lead this tremendous program with acclaim. And I'll say national acclaim, we have learned that. And so our graduates are prepared to leave UA Pulaski Tech with a tremendous education, with tremendous opportunities ahead of them, and we feel tremendous success in both their career pursuits as well as their life pursuits. This college is Central Arkansas's technical and community college, and we're here to advance students' lives academically as well as career-wise. And I could not be more proud of our faculty this evening as well as our graduates. So with that, we are going to begin our ceremony, and again, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Tracy Johnston. I'm one of the faculty members in the Early Childhood Development Department. I will introduce our other members of our department in a few minutes, but first I have the privilege of introducing our student who's going to be giving the student address tonight. Before I do that, I did want to mention that every year we have an event on campus. It's been virtual the last couple of years, but it's called the Milestone Awards event. And our department honors outstanding early childhood students and most improved. And so tonight, they don't know it, but we are going to recognize those students who also earned that award as well. The reason I'm mentioning that now is because one of our outstanding early childhood development students, that award goes to Doris Roberts. And one of the main things I want you to know before she presents tonight is that her classmates asked her if she would be willing to do this. So I know that's a special honor for her, that her classmates asked her to give the student address. So please join me in welcoming Doris Roberts.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. I'm not a pro at this standing up, but I can't see any of you, so that makes it easier. I am very honored to be standing here to represent my class of 2021, the Early Childhood Professionals. Greetings, faculty members, family, friends, fellow graduates. I am honored to represent the class of 2021 Early Childhood Professionals. We are finishing one journey, but we are starting another journey. We will be teaching the most important students of all, infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Their foundation will be the most important part of their lives. We as graduates, class of 2021, in a few minutes, as teachers, we will play one of the most invaluable part in the lives of every child that walks through our classroom doors. So in essence of us becoming teachers, we have one of the most vital roles in our society. We will play a part in establishing our country's social status. What we do in the lives of the first 8 years of every child we meet, our words, our actions, every day will impact not only just a child, but future presidents, lawyers, doctors, nurses, bankers. Just imagine what would our world be like without a teacher. This is just not a profession, but is a calling. We have put many long hours and have had the best of instructors here at University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College. We have come through the most critical time in our world history with COVID-19. Our journey in life is not over. As teachers, it's just the start of another journey. Now we get to put into practice all those NACCE standards, observations, and ouch, those lesson plans. Not just putting words on a piece of paper, but connecting them to CETLs, and then choosing the right learning standard. And oh, do not forget those measurable objectives. And what about connecting those CETLs to the activities in the lesson plans, and then connecting the activities to each individual child's developmental stage? We have submitted our last projects that seemed that would go on forever, semester after semester. Finally, we have come to the end of our journey here at University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College. We should be proud because as early childhood professionals and teachers, we have one of the most important jobs. The words and actions of an early childhood teacher can never be erased in the mind of a child. That will last them a lifetime. Just as our instructors here at University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College left marks in our lives that some of us will never forget. They have guided, mentored, taught, worked long hours after we have left the classrooms. Thank you to every staff member represented here tonight that has impacted our lives forever. They have held true to the early childhood and college mission statement, because sitting here before me today are early childhood professionals and teachers whose jobs are to impact children, families, and in the early childhood field within inclusive classrooms, and will help them learn and grow to their fullest potential. Just as they have taught us, it is our responsibility now as teachers to pass the torch of learning and plant a positive word to light a flame of creativity that will direct, lead, and guide them into their futures. We, as the graduating early childhood class of 2021, have learned what becoming a teacher is all about. We have sat behind the scenes and have come to understand that we are more than babysitters watching children 8 to 10 hours a day. I believe that out of all that we have learned, the first major thing we can leave here with as a teacher is to implement Maslow's hierarchy of needs into our classrooms. We will help a child grow and learn in a developmental, appropriate, positive learning environment. We will make sure every child feels safe, secure, and loved. We will make sure that we have information ready to provide to help families in their time of need. We will create an atmosphere where a child feels loved. A hug is worth more than 1,000,000 words to a child. We will help them develop a positive self-image of themselves and help them understand that they are all unique individuals with special talents and abilities all their own. I, as a fellow student, am so proud of all of you graduating here today. I have personally watched and walked this journey with you. I have seen all of you as classmates and friends struggle as you dragged into class night after night, tired and weary from a long day shifts at your daycares. Yes, this journey has been tough, and some days never seem to end. But finally, we are sitting here together in the Charts building at University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College and about to walk across this stage and officially become teachers. I know there are only 12 of us, but we are joining with many early childhood professionals across Arkansas. When we link together one goal and one purpose of fulfilling the mission of creating a positive, developmental, appropriate, positive atmosphere that a child can walk into and be nurtured, learning through play, exploring the experiences and the environment we as teachers will be creating. We will be helping them grow and learn to their fullest potential. I see teachers as angels leading their flocks out of the darkness. For the lack of knowledge and understanding is an imprisoned darkness, but knowledge is an open door of freedom and success. Let us go forth from here today as teachers and professionals, holding our torches up high as we lead and guide every child into their own open door of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Lord, enable us to teach with wisdom, for we help to shape the mind of a child. Help us to teach by example and truth, for we will shape the child's conscience. And in doing this, we will help shape the future. Empower us, Lord, to teach with love and compassion, for in doing so, we will be shaping our world. Education creates confidence. Confidence produces hope, and hope brings peace to our world. Teachers change the world one starfish at a time. Congratulations, class of 2021, early childhood professionals and future teachers. We made it.
So it's a little difficult to go after that. I knew it would be. Thank you, Doris, so much for those words. I do want to make a couple introductions. The event like this, it takes many people to make this happen. And so I think everybody's in here, like Doris said, I can't see, but lights, but make sure and wave. Again, thank you to Dr. Ellaby for being with us today, our chancellor. We appreciate her words and sharing her evening with us and just really allowing us to have this event where we could all celebrate together. Dr. Christy Oberste, I think she's in the back here. Dr. Oberste is the dean of our programs, the Dean of Fine Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, and I'll just say we had a couple students call and say, we want to do this. They called Dr. Oberste, and she said, I'll figure out a way to make it happen. So we're so appreciative of her leadership in this event today. Then our department chair, the chair of Education and Reading, is Becca Chisholm over here on the side. Then we also, I'll introduce Cammie Hicks in just a second, although most of you know her. But Kelly Callie and Pat Pierce are in the back. They are faculty members in our program as well, and they were so helpful tonight in helping everyone find their seats and the important stuff later, the snacks. So also in the very back is Andrew Shelton. He's helping with all of our technology and PowerPoint and live streaming, so give Andrew a shout out in the back. And last but not least is Amanda Kennedy over here. She's taking our photos. She's been working all day on multiple events and staying tonight to support and help us, so we couldn't do it without her as well. So thank all of them for being with us tonight. I promise I'm not going to talk very long. Yeah, they don't believe that. But I want to share just quickly, last night, myself along with Cammie Hicks, the other instructor in our department, did what we call exit interviews with our graduates last night in their capstone class, Future Perspectives. So we called them in one by one and set them down in front of us. It was kind of formal looking in the beginning. And I started off, I had to be the bad guy. And I started off and I asked them a very difficult question about theory. I asked them a question about Piaget or Bronfenbrenner or Vygotsky, and they weren't expecting that. And then we had a little good humor and fun and laughed, and they were terrified for just like 10 seconds. We didn't let it go on long at all. But then we sat and asked them a couple of questions, and on a more serious note. And I'm going to share those 3 questions with you, and then I'm going to share just a couple of the responses, not with names, just general comments. So the questions were, how have you grown personally and or professionally during your time in our program? Then we asked them, what was your proudest accomplishment during your time here at Pulaski Tech? Then we also asked them if you would give any advice to some of our newer current students or future students to come to our program, what advice would you give them? And their responses were very sincere, very thoughtful, and at times we were all a little emotional in sharing kind of the journey that we've been on. This is a very tight-knit group. We've been through a lot together. We've gone through COVID. We went through accreditation together, being reaccredited. And so this group is very close. I'm only going to highlight just a couple of statements from those exit interviews. Let me get through this. My proudest accomplishment is just attending college. I wasn't sure I could do it. Stay focused, even when it's stressful and you think you won't make it. You will make it. I leave class and make specific changes in my own classroom environment, taking that knowledge directly into the classroom to impact children. I'm ready to start my own center now. I'm going to incorporate everything I learned. I am a professional, and you are going to see that in my business. Always complete your work. Ask questions. This was advice. Your instructors are always there to help you, and be confident in what you're doing. I opened up so much more, and now I'm so much more confident when I talk to the parents of the children I care for. I could go on in sharing some of their comments, but I wanted to highlight just a few things. So as we get ready to recognize our wonderful 12 graduates of early childhood development, I want to let you know about a project they did in class. They don't know they're about to get this, but I think they'll remember doing it. Ms. Hicks had asked students a couple weeks ago, she gave them a handout to complete, and it had a list of all 12 graduates' names. And they were asked for each one of those graduates to list 3 words of affirmation. So when you think of Doris, what 3 words do you think of? And so we took those list of affirmation, those words of affirmation, and we created what's called a word cloud. And it's a visual representation of all those things that your classmates said about you. And so you're getting that framed tonight to take with you. So as we do call names and you're walking across the stage, I will share only just a couple of those words to recognize what your classmates had to say about you. All right, we're going to go ahead and start off the first row. The first 6 in the row will start coming around to the side. And as they're making their way over here, I did want to introduce Cammie Hicks. She'll be talking in just a few minutes, but we do this together. We actually shared with our graduates last night that we actually went to college together and have been on this journey for a long time. We figured up the years last night, but we won't share that. So I am so thankful that we get to work together and share this night with our graduates. All right, and here we go. Our first graduate tonight is Laura Danielle Pauline Bone. Danielle is receiving her certificate of proficiency, her technical certificate, and her AAS in early childhood development. She plans to continue her education in special education and become either a developmental therapist, or an ABA therapist. Her classmates described her as helpful, hardworking, kind, positive, and patient. Danielle Bone. Our next graduate is Tarina Brown. Tarina is receiving her certificate of proficiency, her technical certificate, and her AAS, all in early childhood development. Tarina plans to open a feeding program to help children and families and work with them after school. In the meantime, she plans to continue working in the classroom. Several of the words used to describe Tarina by her classmates were friendly, ambitious, energetic, inspirational, and radiant. Tarina Brown. Did I go backwards? Okay, there we go. Our next graduate, I'm glad I was looking, is Krista Buck. Krista is earning her certificate of proficiency, her technical certificate, and the AAS in early childhood development. Krista plans to continue her education and become a speech pathologist. Here are some of the words used to describe Krista by her classmates. She's sincere. She has a great smile. She's optimistic. She's trustworthy. And she's friendly. Krista Buck. Our next graduate is K.D. Burnham. K.D. is earning a special award tonight that she does not know about. K.D. has been named our most improved early childhood development student. The growth we've seen in K.D. has been huge the last couple years, and we're so proud of her. She is earning tonight her certificate of proficiency, her technical certificate, and her AAS in early childhood development. She plans on continuing her education and getting a BAS and staying in a center for 2 years and then moving on to public school. Her classmates said these things about her. She's funny. She's encouraging. She's confident, she's caring, and always helpful. K.D. Burnham. Our next graduate is Shawanda Harris. Shawanda also doesn't know this, but she is also receiving a special award tonight. She, along with Doris and one other, have been named the Outstanding Student in the Early Childhood Development Program. So congratulations, Shawanda. She is earning her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS, all in Early Childhood Development. She also plans to continue her education. She's encouraging. She's smart. She's present, and I love that word. She's present. And she has a beautiful soul. Shawanda Harris. Our next graduate is Tess Harris. Tess is receiving her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS in Early Childhood Development. Tess plans to continue teaching and further her education over the years. Tess, here's what your classmates had to say about you. She is exciting. She's reliable. She's incredible. She's honest. And she's funny. Tess Harris. Before we call up the next 6 and I turn the microphone over to Ms. Hicks, we're going to switch and she's going to present the next 6. But this will be the last time I'm at the podium. So I shared a favorite, one of my many favorite books with the graduates last night. So I shared some, I hope, inspiring words last night. But I want to leave them with one of my favorite quotes. And it's by Margaret Mead. And it says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." So bear with me for just a second. I'm going to read it again, but I'm going to replace a word, and hopefully Miss Mead won't mind. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed teachers can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Hicks. While I do that, if the next row will please make their way to the side.
Are you ready? All right. Mary Lynn Ann Jackson. Surprise, Mary Lynn. You are also a 2021 Outstanding Early Childhood Student of the Year. Mary Lynn is earning her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS in Early Childhood Development. She plans on taking 1 semester off, then applying at Harding to work on her birth through kindergarten degree. Her classmates describe her as friendly. She encourages me to keep going. Perseverance, always willing to help, and hardworking. Tina K. Knight. Tina is receiving her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS in Early Childhood Development. Her future plans are to continue her education at UALR and open up her own child care center. Tina's classmates describe her as the first person who talked to me. She is very outgoing. She is brave. She is strong. She is amazing and supportive. Congratulations. Latoya Lamar. Latoya is also receiving her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS in Early Childhood Development. After graduation, Latoya plans to continue her education at UALR and open her own child care center. Latoya's classmates describe her as outgoing, dedicated, generous, honest, and amazing. Congratulations. Michaela Latrice Long. Michaela is receiving her technical certificate and her AAS in early childhood development. She will continue her education at another school and work on opening her own business. Michaela's classmates describe her as thoughtful, bold, smart, unique, cheerful, and focused. Doris Irene Roberts. Doris is receiving her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS in Early Childhood Development. As Ms. Johnston mentioned earlier, she is also one of our 2021 Outstanding Early Childhood students. Doris's classmates describe her as curious, intelligent, helps anyone in any way possible, empathetic, dedicated, and resourceful. Congratulations. Hope Rochelle Yule. Hope is receiving her Certificate of Proficiency, her Technical Certificate, and her AAS in Early Childhood Development. She plans to be the director at the Child Care Center where she is currently working now. Hope's classmates describe her as positive, a hard worker, focused, trustworthy, and loving. Congratulations. I'm not really on the program as a speaker, but Ms. Johnston told me I had to make comments. And when Ms. Johnston tells you to do something, you do it, right? Yes. So this will be short. I have a love-hate relationship with graduation. I love it because you're my babies, but I hate it because you're my babies. And it's time to let you go. A couple of years ago, each one of you made a small decision to enroll here at UAPTC. And today, you have done something huge. So, I'm sending you off with my blessing. I put my name on you, and I charge you to go out into the world and change it, one good decision at a time. Congratulations.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful graduates. You are all just awesome. I just wanted to do a little short closing moment just to kind of sum things up a little bit and to give you a send-off before we go to the good, really good stuff, which is the treats, right? And so I just wanted to, from my perspective and from other perspectives, just kind of what would be your talking point. So I asked a few people around in my life, and so I just want to share with you a couple of them. The first one I asked was my son. He just turned 10, right? And so I was telling him that we were going to come here tonight, because I forgot to tell him earlier, and that we were going to a graduation, and he said, high school or college? And I said, college, and he said, ooh, wow, the real world. So, congratulations. You have made it to the real world from a 10-year-old. So, well done. I asked a friend of mine who has taught before and is no longer teaching, and he said, I would say it's one of the hardest jobs you'll ever love, teaching. So go out there and enjoy and love the job that you're about to partake in and continue in, but it's going to be the hardest. So hang in there and make it the best that you can make it on a daily basis. I had another friend, one of our actual adjuncts, our part-time instructors, and she said, tell them to remember this feeling. Remember this feeling that you have right now, the pride, the strength, the ambition that you have, that you've done this. You have accomplished this thing that took you however long it took you, but you've done it. Don't forget that feeling on a daily basis. Remind yourself of that. And then another from a colleague that teaches with us said, be ready for lots of hugs and kisses. Just go out there and be a teacher and get lots of hugs and kisses. If you end up with adults like we are, you don't necessarily get hugs and kisses, but you get verbal hugs and kisses. And so, but that's what we get as teachers, and I just want you to remember that when those babies and those people are giving you those affirmations. Remember that. And then the last thing is always and even now as you step out of this room, out of this ceremony, out of these arms of UA Pulaski Tech, remember those who have helped you along this journey. Remember the things that they've done for you and the ways that they've provided for you, however that was. Remember those. And for a goal that I have for you is to thank them. Go out and thank them tonight, tomorrow, in 10 years, in 5 years, whatever it takes. But thank those people who have helped you through this journey, because as Ms. Hicks and Ms. Johnston both shared with you, it's been a journey. And so I want you to remember that. One of my favorite quotes, dance like no one's watching. Love like you've never been hurt. Sing like no one's listening. And live like this is heaven on earth. Go forth and conquer, graduates. Make it happen. We're very proud of you. Well done. Okay, now all the graduates stand up. This is your moment. You are going to now move your tassel from one side to the other. You have completed your journey. Well done. Well done. Everyone feel free to join us in the lobby for cupcakes and things like that. Visit with your graduates. Give everyone kudos. Well done, ladies.